Today, we're going to take a deep look at a brand new mathematical discovery from March of 2026. We're unpacking a really fascinating object called the Aether fractal, and, what it tells us about the secret rules that might be running our universe. I know, it sounds like the setup for a really weird joke, right? A leaky tap in your kitchen, drip, 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 and this incredibly complex, beautiful fractal that only exists in the world of math. But as we're about to find out, there's a genuinely profound connection that links these two things that seem to have nothing in common. Okay, let's dive right in. To really get a handle on this discovery, we first need to talk about a universal rule. It's a rule that pops up in all sorts of different systems, just as they're about to tip over from being nice and predictable into, well, total chaos. So what you're seeing here is a surprisingly common journey. It's often called the road to chaos. Just imagine any system. It could be water flowing or even a population of animals. At first, it's totally stable. But as you tweak it, it starts to wobble, jumping between two different states, then 4, then 8. This whole process, this period doubling, starts happening faster and faster and faster until, bam, complete, unpredictable chaos. But here's the absolutely crucial part. The rate at which that whole thing speeds up. It's not random. For a huge, huge class of systems, it's controlled by this one, very specific number, the Feigenbaum constant. Think of it like a universal speed limit for the road to chaos, and it shows up everywhere. You need to remember this number. It's the key to this whole story. All right, so you've got that universal number tucked away? Good. Now let's meet the star of our show, the Aether fractal. This is the complex, mysterious object that's at the very heart of this new research, and it lives in its own unique mathematical world. So what exactly is this Aether fractal? Well, the key phrase to look at is non-holomorphic. Now, what on earth does that mean? To put it simply, it means the rules for building this fractal are way more unusual and complex than the rules for more famous fractals, like the Mandelbrot set. This kind of makes it a mathematical wildcard. So, when this new fractal family was discovered, it came with some really big mysteries. The paper we're digging into set out to solve 3 of these open problems. First, just how pointy can the spikes on this thing get? Second, is there a perfect, precise formula for its size? And third, and this is the big one for us, does it play by those same universal rules of chaos we were just talking about? And this is where the real detective work starts. The paper's author, Michael Bird, just systematically went after each of these questions, really trying to get to the bottom of what makes this new mathematical universe tick. And here's what he found. For the spikiness question, it turns out there's a limit. For the size formula, yep, he nailed it and proved it. But the real bombshell, the thing that changes everything, is the answer to that third question. Does it follow the rules of chaos? And the answer was a resounding yes, and in the way they could actually measure. So this right here, this is the aha moment of this whole thing. Because the answer to that third question didn't just wrap up a math puzzle. No, it revealed this deep, completely unexpected connection to a fundamental principle of how our universe works. What the researcher did was meticulously track the fractal's behavior. He watched it go through that exact same period doubling cascade we saw a minute ago. And by measuring the rate at which it just tumbled into chaos, he could calculate its own unique chaos code. And this is the number that popped out. The specific ratio that describes the Aether fractal's very own road to chaos is 4.671. Now wait a second. Does that number ring a bell? Let's put it right up against that universal constant I told you to remember. The Aether fractal's ratio is 4.671. The Feigenbaum constant is 4.6692. I mean, just look at them. They're almost identical. The paper says the difference is a tiny 0.03%. This is absolutely not a coincidence. The author really says it best in this quote. This finding places the Aether family within the universality class, governed by Feigenbaum. Now, a universality class is basically just a club. It's a club for systems that might look totally different, but deep down they all follow the same secret rules on their way to becoming chaotic. Basically, this strange new fractal just showed its secret handshake. It's officially in the club. Okay, fine. So a weird fractal joins a big math club. Why is this such a big deal? Well, let's zoom out for a second, because finding these exact same rules in a totally new and unexpected place, that's huge. First, it's just powerful evidence for this principle of universality, this idea that deep, simple rules can connect wildly different, complex systems. It proves that even in the weirdest corners of math, you can find this profound order hiding inside of chaos. The Aether fractal isn't just a pretty picture anymore. It's a confirmed member of a fundamental family that bridges the gap between pure math and real-world physics. And there's another really cool bonus that came out of all this research. The paper also developed a new tool that lets us generate these perfect publication-quality images of the fractal. What that really means is that we can now go explore this newly understood mathematical world with more clarity than we've ever had before. And that brings us right back to where we started. If the exact same mathematical code, that 4.6692 number, is running the show for both a dripping faucet and a bizarre abstract fractal, it just leaves you with this incredible question, doesn't it? What other universal rules are hiding right under our noses, connecting the most unrelated parts of our universe? And the search for that answer, well, that's what science is all about.